You're watching T2T Boxing in association with IFL TV and KO Clothing. Here with me, I'm joined once again by Mark Too Sharp Lucas. Thanks for joining us again, Mark.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Media day here for the March 12th card at Olympic Park. Massive card. Yourself fighting Peter Georgiou. What are your thoughts on him and his opponent? First of all,
it should be a good fight. I think he tries to box a little bit, which is great for me because I'm a pretty skillful fighter, and I love people trying to box with me. But if he brings it, that'll be even better. It'll play into my hands even more. So it should be good to fight a nice young hungry guy as well. Instead of a journeyman. He's coming to win. I'm coming to win, and but it'll only be me walking away with victory. So
excellent. And like I say, a bit of a change up, say from previous opponents. I know last time out, obviously a real tough fight. But obviously learn a lot from those sort of fights as well. What do you think someone say an up and a young fighter brings to the table as opposed to say one of the more experienced fighters?
I think first up they do come to win, so they open themselves up to get hit a little bit more. They're not looking to spoil as much.
Yeah.
They tend not to tie up, and you don't tend to have as many clashes with distance and stuff like that. So I mean, last fight was reasonably tough, but it was only tough because I got hit with one shot, put down early. It was just a flash knockdown. But apart from that, it was all the adaptation to the pros in the first year, and this year I've made the decision that that's done now. I know what I'm doing in the gym and who I'm doing it with. I'm boxing with good guys and holding more than holding my own. So
that's it.
I'm ready to go this year.
So it's pro boxing. Obviously, anyone can get hit. It's how you get up. Obviously, came back and controlled the fight from then on, which is the sort of response obviously you want to see.
Yeah.
And you mentioned now that that level's over for yourself now, and now moving that to that next level. Yeah. How does that look for yourself in 2016? Have you got your eyes on any particular fighters or any particular titles that you want to get this year?
Yeah, I do. I want to defend the WBA interim twice and then hold the full belt.
Yep.
And then, I still need experience, definitely. I still need the rounds, so I'm hoping this one goes 6, 7, 8 rounds, and then we score the stoppage late. And and then we'll move on from there. And I don't want to look past Peter Georgiou. He's young, he's hungry, but I'm definitely, I've got some guys in mind, and I'm not one to call people out or talk shit, but maybe Dwight Ritchie in the future, maybe another 2-3 fights where I've got kind of another 25 rounds under my belt or so. I think he'd be a good match for me. I watched him fight Ryan Waters recently, and he's a boxer, he's a mover, and I don't know, I just saw some stuff that I think would make me look really good, and he's the type of guy I want to fight. They're going to elevate me. And
definitely. I think that'd be a great fight. Obviously, he's had a few TV fights recently as well, so he's got a good profile. So it's a fight between the two of you later down the line, so it could be very interesting. Another one of your stablemates is on this card on March 12th, Haithem Laamouz, fighting for a state title. We've obviously just been chatting with him, hearing his backstory and his amateur pedigree. What's it been like training with him, and what can we expect to see from Haithem? He had a very entertaining fight last time out against Isaka Issa. We're going to see more of the same. We're going to see more boxing from Haithem.
I'm sure it'll be exciting. Haithem always loves to bring the fight to his opponents, but I think you'll see a more refined version of him. Training with our coach now, Nudge is an extremely good tactician and technical coach, so that's what we've been working on with Haithem, just refining him. And to have him in the gym is awesome for me because he's the only other guy that has the work ethic that I have in my gym. So I think just that side of things helps push me along, and it's good to have a young hungry guy at the same position, same age, and we're both working towards the same thing. So yeah, it's really good.
All right, perfect. And just finally as well, just looking at the rest of the card, it's a massive card, probably the biggest we've seen in the last 18 months at least here in Sydney. What does that mean to you fighting on a card like that, and to Australian boxing for fights like this to be made?
I think Paul Nazari done a great job of matching the card up, and it's good to see all the fighters on the card willing to step up and fight 50-50 fights. What I mean? Well, 50-50 on paper, most of them. We're all young guys. We're all coming up. We're all hungry, so you know you're going to get a good competitive night of boxing out of it, and it's a real credit to Paul and a credit to all the boys that are fighting on the card for stepping up and taking tough fights.
Excellent. And if obviously if you can't make that down to Olympic Park, these fights will be streamed live on epicenter.tv. Until then, we know you've got a long journey ahead of you. Been up since 4 this morning, so thanks for taking the time out to speak to us, and we'll catch up with you March 12th.
Yeah, no worries. I'll see you then.
Perfect. Cheers, mate.